So, good morning, my fellow steelheaders. It's awful early in the morning, and I'm in the bait lab getting everything set up. And I realized that in our At 2 episode of this plunking, I didn't show you guys the setup. So this morning, I'm going to go out and go plunking for a few hours. Then I got to come back in and do some more work on these guys. We got the big flutter jigs we're working right now. But I wanted to show you what the setup was. And today the water's going to be muddy. It's going to have leaves in it. It's going to have sticks in it. And I'm definitely going to be plunking because this is one of the magic times. If there's steelhead coming in, now's the time where you'll catch them plunking, especially when you're down lower in the river. All right, so this is my setup. So what I run is I run a bead that's sort of oblong because I don't want the leaves and all the rest of that to really have something to grab a hold of. But I still want this to be able to slide up and down so that this slides up and down on my weight. This is my slider that I'm going to put my weight on. And then I put another bead so that my swivel doesn't come back up into here and get locked up. And I'm using a number 7 swivel with a smaller bead down here with a larger bead on the top. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want the leaves to get caught here, not here. I want everything to go right past that. So I'm pretty streamlined right there. Now for the money end of it, I'm going to use a VMC number 4 side wash hook that has an egg loop on it, okay, so that I can get my eggs onto it. And then knowing that river's running really well, I'm gonna go to my corky box and I'm gonna pick out 2 or 3 different ones. But my first one is going to be this guy right here because of the flotation on it. Let me make sure you guys are seeing this. Because of the flotation on it. And it should be just about right to get this just to come up off the bottom and let it float to get that bait in front of their face, as well as get the scent down the river. So I'm gonna slide it so that it's the fat part to the bottom. I'm gonna slide that down to the hook, and you can see my leader's probably about 3 foot long. And then I'm gonna slide that down to the hook. Then I'm gonna take my Glow Spinning Joe, which was very, very effective last time that I used it. I would glow it up for about 2 minutes and let it sit for about 30 minutes. And then by then I was starting to get stuff on my line. So I'm gonna run this through. I'm running about a 20-pound test line. You can go up to 30 or 40 if you want to. The fish are coming up from behind it, so they're not really gonna see the line. I'll get some light so I can get this through there. There we go. So then I'm just gonna slide this through. It can be a little ornery because it is plastic, come on. But I'm gonna get it slid through. And here's the nice thing about this stiffer line is that you don't have to come out the center of this. You can actually move it in any different way. So this is a very effective lure for delivering baits, you guys. So then what I do is I lick the line, let it slide down and get it down here to the bottom. And then that's really the basic setup, you guys. I'm gonna run this with a clump of eggs behind it, and that's gonna be my leader for the day. So I'm just simply gonna tie this onto this number 7, and I'm gonna let it have that longer lead. I can always bring it back in and shorten it up if I'm not getting the action that I want. So that way, this longer lead, first off, they're not gonna see any of my hardware. Second off is it lets this move through the water like this. That's one of the things that the Spinning Joe does that a Spinning Glow won't do. This actually moves through the current because it's a lot lighter. All right, so now I'm gonna give you a tech tip this morning. So when I get ready to go plunking, I take my eggs and I wrap them up in a paper towel, and I'll do this 2 or 3 times. And as you can see, the juice from the eggs is coming out, right? So now I'm gonna put my gloves on. And the reason why is because today is gonna be all about scent. They're not really seeing a whole lot. They may hear some movement, but today's all about the scent. When the water's muddy like this and sticky and leavy and all the rest of that, get your baits up against the shore. that way you've got a better chance. Those fish are going to be laying up against the shore. They don't want all that silt and mud and grit and all the rest of it in there, and that's sometimes why they won't bite. But I'll know within 3 hours if they're biting. Once that scent trail starts working its way down those bank lines, if there's any fish, I'll know about it. And if they're going to be on the run, they're probably not coming up that bank line. But odds are they're laying there and they'll keep working up that bank line. So it might take them a little while to get to you. But I take a small mason jar, boop, and it's brand new, okay? Because I'm going to put my mixture of God Scent in here today, which has our anise and garlic, it has our sand shrimp, our creel, and shrimp in here. So this is the mixture after 7 years now of making this scent that has everything. It's going to be the super scent. I'm just kidding. So then what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to take those eggs and I'm going to cut them, because I hate having to be out on the shoreline and it's raining and it's nasty and sitting there cutting up eggs. So, and I went with the brightest red that I could find, right? So now I'm just going to start cutting and figure out about how much I'm going to need for the day. And I'm just going to keep on cutting. Sorry you guys can't see this. I'll show you here in a minute. So I'm going to cut smaller pieces about this size, because that it looks small to us, but once you get that on the hook, it's going to be pretty damn big. It's going to be a lot of bait on there. All right, so let me just pretend I just did all of those. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what I do and what you guys should be doing too. This, if you know that your fish are on squid, I know somebody on a different river that their fish all year long have been on squid. Well, what scent would you want to use then? You'd want to use squid. So for me, I know from the last time that all of us were out and exploring to try to find that steelhead, that they were responding to the mixture of it. I started off with just the sand shrimp, then I went to the anise, but boy, when I mixed them together, that bite was just phenomenal. So now I'm going to take and simply just pour this on here, give it a shake, and there's a reason why. You want to rotate that scent around this bait, okay? So see, I've got mine cut and in a jar, and I'm going to try to think about, okay, you know, today the water's going to be stealing some eggs and all the rest of that, so I'm thinking I'm going to want a full jar. All right, so anyway, that's how I get set up. I wanted to talk about the weight real quick. So my river says that it's at 7 going down to 6, and it's on its drop, right? So I've got a number 8 pyramid weight that I'm going to hook onto my slider, which gives me 2 ounces over what the height of the river is. This is a pretty safe bet that when you see that your river's at 11, get a 14. I mean, I've got them all the way up into 20. So, and you can pick these up at the store. You guys should stop by. We got some interesting stuff going on in here. All right, but anyway, so I'm going to run this weight with that setup with these eggs on the spin and glow. It's actually a glow, you guys. This one, you'll get about 30 minutes out of a 2-minute charge. All right, everybody, I will see you out on the river here in just a few minutes. Let's hope that we have some luck today. Oh, you do need a pole holder, because that your line is going to be sitting, and I just so happen to have one of the ones that Auto Magic makes. He's on YouTube. You can find him there. He's also on Brian Rosenblum, and you can find him in a few stores here in the area, and he makes these specifically for us for his crabbing. Well, what he didn't know was that these are going to be really, really good for plunking as well. So Auto Magic makes this. He's a local guy. Let's support our local guys, you guys. And so pretty much that's your setup. You're going to need your pole holder. You're going to need your slider. You're going to need your beads. You're going to need your leaders with a 4-aught hook. I prefer a side wash. And then get your spin and glow. Get your corkies. All right, get your corkies so that you can have different size corkies for different size flows. and you'll learn that. All right, everybody, I'll see you out on the river. So while all the other fishermen are sitting at home going, yeah, the river's blown out and I can't fish, I'm down here and catching some trout and getting a couple of good bites here and there. Like now I'm getting bit pretty good, but at least I'm out fishing, and I don't think that you're going to be throwing a bobber and eggs and spoons and steel and all the rest of that in this water. So plunking just gives you that extra chance to get out and go fishing, you guys, and it's productive. I mean, like I said, I've already caught 2 oh shits. Now I just need a big shit. All right, get back to you soon. Well, Scott got his first bite already. So hopefully it's not a bunch of trout today, huh, Scott?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I heard something go kerplunk, though.
Yeah, there should be some fish coming through pretty soon, huh?
Yeah. Well, I caught a couple the other day. Nice. Oh, shit. He doesn't know he was hooked yet, I don't think.
Oh, yeah. It's a nice little trout.
Yep.
You got 16 inches. I think they're called steelhead here.
All right, well, I caught a little bit of a bigger one. I had to switch to a smaller hook. So let's see if he's a cut bow or if he's a steely. Is it a steely? It's a steely. But
I think it's a coho.
oh, is it a coho? Ah, rats.
Yeah, coho.
Well, you want to cut him back for me? Thanks, brother.
Yeah. Oh.
So we're still catching coho. But like I said, switching to that smaller hook stops them from getting away, and I think we've had some steelhead bites on there too that they got away.
Oh yeah, definitely had some steelhead bites today.
Bye-bye, coho. Thank you, Scott. Ah, shit. I hooked him in the back. But that's the godsent for you. They're just going nuts over it.
Middle one. He's on the middle one. I broke off. Still got my stuff on him.
How's he hooked?
He got my, broke me off. He has my top, hit my top one.
Well, he's out there flapping around all by himself then. Yeah.
Brother, he's hitting you. He might be tangled up in you. Watch, there's gear in him. There's a hook in him. You can catch him right now. That's some bitch.
I know it.
First fish of the year, my line must have been shit. Thought I checked it.
Well, that was interesting.
Broke my braid.
Yep.
I fucking must have had a weak spot.